All right, so we got to tell the story about Dave. You know Dave, right?
Oh yeah, I know Dave. Good old Dave.
So, we were down in Lansing a couple weeks ago doing a live show from Hooters. You know, the wing place.
Oh yeah, I love Hooters.
Yeah. So we're sitting there at the bar, waiting for the show to start, and Dave walks in. You know, Dave's always a little bit, over the top.
Dave's a character.
Yeah, he's the actress.
Yeah.
So he walked in, and he's wearing this bright orange suit. You know, like a hunter's orange suit. Yeah, and he's got this big old belt buckle. You know, one of those Texas style belt buckles.
Oh man.
Yeah, and he's got this huge cowboy hat on. You know, one of those 10-gallon hats.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. So he walks in and he sees us sitting there, and he comes over and he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And he gives us both a big hug. You know, like he hasn't seen us in years.
Yeah, Dave's a hugger.
Yeah, he's a hugger. So we're all hugging, and I can smell the booze on him. You know, like he's been doing a little pre-gamming.
Oh yeah, Dave likes to pregame.
Yeah, he likes to pregame. So we're all sitting there talking, and Dave's telling us about this new business venture he's got going on. You know, something to do with important exotic animals.
Important exotic animals. What?
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, right?
That's Dave.
Yeah, it's Dave.
Well.
So we're listening to him, and he's getting all excited. You know, he's like waving his hands around, and he knocks over this pitcher of beer.
Oh no.
Yeah, all over the bar. I mean, it was a mess.
Oh man, that's classic Dave.
Yeah. So the bartender comes over, and he's not too happy. You know, he's like, "Clean this up." And Dave's like, yeah, no problem, and and he starts trying to clean it up with his hat.
His hat.
Yeah, his hat. I mean, it was just a disaster.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah. So we finally get him calmed down, and we get the beer cleaned up, and we're just sitting there talking, and then Dave's like, "Hey guys, I gotta go to the bathroom," and he gets up and he walks off.
Yeah.
And he never came back.
He never came back.
Nope. He just disappeared.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we're sitting there waiting for him, you know, and he's not coming back.
Yeah.
And finally we asked the bartender, "Hey, have you seen our friend Dave?"
Yeah.
And the bartender's like, "Oh yeah, he left about an hour ago."
He left.
Yeah, he just walked out and never came back.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we never saw Dave again.
So that's Dave.
That's Dave.
Classic Dave.
You know, I think that's pretty much the story of Dave's life. You know, he's always coming and going.
Yeah, he's a free spirit.
Yeah, he's a free spirit. All right, so that's our story about Dave.
All right, good story.
Yeah. All right, so it is Sweet 16 time, and we got 4 games coming at you Thursday night. So we wanted to take a look at those games and see see what we can figure out, and hopefully help you win a couple bucks, and just sound smart, at the water cooler at work.
Absolutely. You know, this tournament has been something else so far. You know, that first weekend was nuts. Saw a lot of crazy upsets, some really good games. And yeah, we're going to break down, how to handicap these games coming up on Thursday night.
You got that right. I mean, who would have thought Florida was going to knock off UConn? Like that, UConn was the defending champ. Everyone had them going deep, maybe even repeating. But Florida just played lights out that second half and, sent the Huskies packing.
Yeah, I mean, Clayton Jr. for Florida, he just went off. He was unstoppable in that second half, just hitting everything. And, UConn just had no answer for him. And it was just, it was a really impressive performance by Florida. And, they're looking like a real contender now.
And Maryland, man, that was a crazy finish against Colorado State, huh? I mean, Garrett Queen, that freshman, just cold-blooded, hit that game winner at the buzzer. I mean, I thought Colorado State had that one. But Queen just came up huge for Maryland. They're looking really good, too.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Colorado State was going to pull that one out, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the lead with like 10 seconds left. But Maryland just never gave up. And Queen just, he's just a special player. And he showed that with that game winner. And Maryland's a team that nobody's going to want to see in their bracket right now.
No doubt. And Ole Miss, man, they just steamrolled Iowa State. I mean, that was a beatdown. Ole Miss was just hitting on all cylinders, and Iowa State just had no answer. Ole Miss is another team that's looking really dangerous right now.
Yeah. Ole Miss is playing really well right now. They're shooting the ball well. They're defending well. They got a lot of different guys who can score, and, they're going to be a tough out for anybody.
Yeah, they are. So let's get into these Thursday games. We got 4 of them on the slate, and we'll start with the first one in the East region, which is 6 seed BYU taking on 2 seed Alabama.
All right, BYU, Alabama. That's going to be a good one. Alabama's favored by 5.5 points, and the over/under is 175.5. So Vegas is expecting a high-scoring game.
Yeah, that over-under is pretty high. I mean, it's telling us that they think these teams are going to put up some points. So, let's start with Alabama. What jumps out at you about them?
Well, first thing that jumps out at me about Alabama is their three-point shooting. They shoot the three ball really well. They're shooting like almost 36% from three on the season. And when they're hitting their threes, they're really tough to beat.
Yeah, they're a different team when they're making their threes. When they're not, they can be a little inconsistent, but when they're knocking down those threes, they're one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. And they got a lot of guys who can shoot the three. They got guys like, Sears and Miller and Bradley, and they're all capable of getting hot from three. And, when they get going, it's tough to stop them.
Yeah, they spread you out with all those shooters, and it makes it tough to guard them. And then they got that big fella inside too, Omarui. He's a beast on the boards, and he can really finish around the rim.
Yeah, Omarui is a problem for a lot of teams. He's a big, strong, physical guy, and he's got a really good touch around the basket. And, he's a big reason why Alabama's so good offensively.
Yeah, he's a big part of it. So BYU, they're a good team. They're in the Sweet 16 for a reason, but they have struggled defending the three lately. I mean, they've given up double-digit threes in their last 5 games, so that's got to be a concern against Alabama.
Yeah, that's definitely a concern. I mean, if Alabama's hitting their threes like they're capable of doing, then BYU's going to have a tough time keeping up. I mean, they're going to have to really tighten up their perimeter defense if they want to have a chance in this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to slow down those Alabama shooters, or it could be a long night for them. So, what's your play in this game?
I think I got to go with Alabama in this one. I mean, I just think they're too explosive offensively, and I think they're going to be able to exploit BYU's weakness defending the three. And I think Alabama wins this one by at least 6 points.
All right, so Alabama minus 5.5 is your play there.
Yep, Alabama minus 5.5. I like it to cover.
All right, let's move on to the next game in the West region. We got 4-seed Maryland taking on the 1-seed Florida Gators.
All right, Maryland, Florida. This should be a good one too. Florida's favored by 6.5 points, and the over/under is 154.5. So Vegas is expecting a bit of a lower scoring game here.
Yeah, this one feels like it could be a little more of a grinded out type of game. Both these teams play pretty good defense, so I think it could be a close one.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Florida's got a really good defense. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country, and Maryland defense is no slouch either. So I think it's gonna be a battle of the defenses in this one.
Yeah, I think so too. So let's start with Florida. What do you think is going to be the key for them in this game?
Well, I think the key for Florida is going to be contain Maryland's guards. They got a couple of really good guards in Rodney Rice and Jameer Young. And they're both capable of getting into the paint and creating their own shot.
Yeah, those guys are tough to guard. I mean, they're both quick and shifty, and they can both score at all three levels. So Florida's going to have their hands full trying to slow them down.
Yeah, absolutely. And Florida's going to have to do a good job of helping off on those guys, too. I mean, they can't just let them go one-on-one or they're going to get burned.
Yeah, they're going to have to play good team defense against those guys and make it tough for them to get to the basket.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, they got to worry about Derek Queen, too. I mean, he's a beast down low, and he's going to be a tough matchup for anybody.
Yeah, Queen's a problem. I mean, he's got size, he's got skill, he's got touch around the basket, and he's a really good rebounder. So Florida's going to have to be really sharp defensively to contain him.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to double team him. They're going to have to front him. They're going to do everything they can to try to keep him off the boards and limit his touches.
Yeah, he's that kind of player that you just got to throw everything at him and hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So for Maryland, what do you think is going to be the key for them?
Well, I think the key for Maryland is going to be getting Rodney Rice going early. I mean, he's their lead guard. He's their go-to guy. And when he's playing well, they're a really tough team to beat.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really talented player. He can score. He can distribute. He can create for others. And, when he's on his game, he's one of the best guards in the country.
Yeah, he's a difference maker for them. And they're undefeated this season when he takes at least 10 shots. So they got to get him involved early and often.
Yeah, absolutely. They got to get him the ball. They got to let him make plays. And, they got to ride him if they want to win this game.
Yeah, he's their horse, so to speak. So what's your play in this game?
I think I got to go with Florida in this one. I mean, I just think they're the better team overall.
Yeah.
And I think their defense is going to be the difference in this game. I think they're going to be able to slow down Maryland's guards. And I think they're going to be able to limit Derek Queen. And I think Florida wins this one by at least 7 points.
All right, so Florida -6.5 is your play there.
Yeah, Florida -6.5. I like them to cover.
All right, let's move on to the next game. Back in the East region, we got 4-seed Arizona taking on the 1-seed Duke Blue Devils.
All right, Arizona Duke. That's gonna be a fun one. Duke's favored by 8.5 points, and the over/under is 153.5. So Vegas is expecting another relatively low-scoring game here.
Yeah, this one feels like it could be a defensive battle too. I mean, Duke's got a really good defense. They're one of the top defensive teams in the country, and Arizona's defense is pretty good too. So I think it could be a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, both these teams are really good defensively. They got a lot of athleticism. They got a lot of length, and they're both really well coached. So I think it's going to be a chess match between these two coaches.
Yeah, I think so too. So let's start with Arizona. What do you think is going to be the key for them in this game?
Well, I think the key for Arizona is going to be Caleb Love. I mean, he's
Yeah.
their best player. He's their go-to guy, and he's capable of taking over a game.
Yeah, Love is a really talented player. He can score, he can shoot, he can pass, he can do it all, and he's shown that he can play at a high level against the best competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got a history with Duke, too. I mean, he played against them a lot when he's in North Carolina, and he's had some big games against them.
Yeah, he's not afraid of the moment, and he's always up for a challenge. So I think he's gonna be ready to go in this game.
Yeah, I think so, too. And he's going to have to be at his best if Arizona's going to have a chance in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, Duke's a really good team, and they're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, Duke's a favorite for a reason. They got a lot of talent, they got a good coach, and they're playing really well right now.
Yeah, they are.
So
Arizona's going to have their work cut out for them.
yeah, they are. So what about Duke? What do you think is going to be the key for them?
Well, I think the key for Duke is going to be Tyrese Proctor. I mean, he's been shooting the lights out lately, and he's a big reason why they're playing so well.
Yeah, Proctor has been on fire. He's hitting like 70% of his threes in the tournament, and he's just been unstoppable.
Yeah, he's been amazing. I mean, he's got unlimited range. He's got a quick release, and he's just been knocking down everything.
Yeah, he's been a real difference maker for them, and he's a tough matchup for anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's not just a shooter either. I mean, he can also handle the ball. He can pass. He can get to the rim. And he's a really good defender, too.
Yeah, he's a complete player, and he's a big reason why Duke is the #1 seed.
Yeah, he's a big part of it. So what's your play in this game?
You know, I think I got to go with Arizona in this one. I mean, I know Duke's the favorite, and they're a really good team, but I just think Arizona's got a chance to keep this one close. I mean, they got Caleb Love, and he's capable of having a big game, and I think their defense is going to be able to slow down Duke's offense, and I think Arizona covers the 8.5 points.
All right, Arizona plus the points. That's your play.
Yeah, Arizona plus 8.5. I like them to cover.
All right, let's move on to the last game of the night back in the West region. We got 10-seed Arkansas taking on the 3-seed Texas Tech Red Raiders.
All right, Arkansas, Texas Tech. This is an interesting one. Texas Tech is favored by 5.5 points, and the over/under is 147.5. So Vegas is expecting another low-scoring game here.
Yeah, this one feels like it could be a grinded-out type of game, too. I mean, both these teams are really good defensively, and I think it could be a close one.
Yeah, I think so too. So let's start with Arkansas. What do you think is going to be the key for them in this game?
Well, I think the key for Arkansas is going to be their defense. I mean, they're one of the best defensive teams in the country, and they're going to have to be at their best if they want to slow down Texas Tech's offense.
Yeah, Texas Tech's got a lot of weapons offensively. They got guys who can score inside and outside, and they're a really good three-point shooting team. So Arkansas is going to have to be really sharp defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to play good team defense. They're going to have to communicate. They're going to have to be physical. And they're going to have to make it tough for Texas Tech to get good looks.
Yeah, they're going to have to make Texas Tech work for everything they get, and hope that they can force some turnovers and get some easy baskets in transition.
Yeah, exactly. So what about Texas Tech? What do you think is going to be the key for them?
Well, I think the key for Texas Tech is going to be their experience. I mean, they're a veteran team. They got a lot of guys who've been in this situation before, and they're not going to be fazed by the moment.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, they got guys like Fardaws Amack and Pop Isaacs and Devion Harmon, and they've all played in big games before, and they're not going to be scared of the spotlight.
Yeah, they're battle tested, and they're a really tough team to beat when they're playing well.
Yeah, they are. So, what's your play in this game?
I think I got to go with Texas Tech in this one. I mean, I know Arkansas is a good team and they're a 10 seed for a reason, but I just think Texas Tech's experience is going to be the difference in this game. I think they're going to be able to handle the pressure, and I think they're going to win this one by at least 6 points.
All right, Texas Tech -5.5. That's your play.
Yeah, Texas Tech -5.5. I like them to cover.
All right, so we got our 4 picks for the Thursday Sweet 16 games. Let's recap them real quick. We got Alabama -5.5 against BYU. We got Florida -6.5 against Maryland. We got Arizona +8.5 against Duke. And we got Texas Tech -5.5 against Arkansas.
Yeah, those are our picks, and like we always say, these are just our opinions. Do your own research, make your own picks, and most importantly, gamble responsibly.
Absolutely, gamble responsibly and enjoy the games. I mean, like this is the Sweet 16. It's one of the best weekends of the year for college basketball. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a great weekend of basketball. So we're going to be back tomorrow to break down the Friday Sweet 16 games. But for now, we're out of here. Enjoy the games, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.